Okay, testing, but perhaps not. We'll see how it goes. My name is Jason Mowad, and today is 11-3/20, big election. Let's hope that marijuana gets legalized like it should be. Presidents, I don't like either of them, so I think I wrote myself in for the president. Shitty kind of good day today. They're rare. Those are rare, those days where, for me anyway, where it starts bad. Like, for instance, my past 24-hour experiences has been one of great that, physically too, as well as mentally. And always when, like something like that, I get like physical symptoms, sick, I think the worst, like how I always do with some things, and like, oh shit, these are all the COVID fucking symptoms. But, I've gotten them a few times in the past since that COVID shit started, and, I get it. But I was feeling fine last night. I went to bed I powered down, I should say, at a real good time for me. 2 nights in a row. I was up there in my room, changed, brushed, Listerine'd, all medications taken, good to go, in my room at by 1:30, which is great. So I'm beating the curse of 2. I never seem to be able to get to sleep after 2. So I got to get it before 2, and I did it last night, and I did it the night before. And the night before, I got a lot of good sleep, like 6 or 7 hours. But last night, I went to bed a little bit. It was like close to 2. I was tired, felt good, restful, tired. There wasn't too many crazy things going on in my head, and like so often has happened to me before in this quest to get on to sleeping something somewhat normal for myself, it never happens. So I did all the right things, went to bed early 2 days in a row. Was tired, felt good, went to sleep, no worries or stress really on my mind. The sky wasn't coming down or anything. End of the world wasn't today. It was, fairly just normal, I guess. I felt, calm and content, and I went to bed at a decent hour. However, the universe had something else in store for me. So I went to bed at 2, feeling good, normal sleep, went right out. I didn't even have to take anything for sleep. I awoke at 04:20 hours. No alarm, just awoke. Pain, bad pain in my stomach, like hurting stomach pain, where I couldn't even override it and go back to sleep like you want to do, instead of getting up and, have some water, walk around, and just take some aspirin, whatever. I didn't want to do any of that. I was so exhausted. Please go back to sleep. Oh, fucking my stomach, leave me alone. But it wouldn't. It just kept getting worse and worse. I had to get up. And, I thought I was going to throw up or something. Kind of tasted like that a little bit. I went to the bathroom, no throw up. I thought perhaps maybe I had some kind of diarrhea or sick, like I had to crap or something. But I didn't. Nothing happened there. There was like a nice turn, like, it was just horrible. And it's funny because, not funny, but last night, a good portion of the evening, I just felt like this, like dread, like just an awful feeling of Right, they're ringing. An awful feeling of just awfulness. Like I couldn't put my finger really on it, what, but it was just around me everywhere I went. You know, like it just like, you know, I'm walking, feeling normal. The next minute, like fuck, it's like fatalistic, supreme. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong somewhere. Is there a big fucking asteroid like dropping on my head soon? I don't know. It's just this awful feeling of dread. And I remember mentioning it to my girlfriend last night on the phone. Now, you know, no fault to her at all, but she's probably used to me hearing me. Sky's coming down, world's ending, the end of the world. There's no point in anything. We're all like that kind of shit from me all the time. Um, uh, But I do like saying stuff to people when I'm feeling those things because at least I get it on the mark and the record. I'm not looking to be right. I'm not looking to be Nostradamus or anything like that. But I'm looking to also not deny something that I'm feeling. And this happened to me a few times before. Whether you want to believe it or not, I couldn't care less. But I know it happened, and that's good enough for me. And even I wrote about it too ahead of time in this journal here. That back in 2002, I worked my ass off, and fuck, I I made them. I got them done. This was the whole year of 2001 journal from January to December. I was like 31. I was running my own karate school. I had just become a father. Um, and in a marriage that was troubled at best at that point, you could say. So there was really nothing. It was just me against a bunch of odds. I wasn't supposed to be able to do this thing, and I did it anyway, and had the school running for a couple of years. But anyway, I was keeping that journal, and it was, I'll go right to it. It was in September before 9/11, a couple of days, I believe, a week before, I had a dream, like a prophetic dream where I was in New York and I couldn't get home and it was fire everywhere and the trains were fucked up and the water, it was just horrible. I woke up, this horrible feeling, fuck, New York, it's gross. And then I remember the next day, specifically, I remember writing about it too because I was walking around with the same feeling of dread, the same awful feeling of something very bad preeminently is like going to happen. And I hoped I was wrong. I didn't want. I couldn't shake it. I remember telling people, and then a day or two later, 9/11 happened. So I'll read that. So all I got to do is go to wherever September was. I was feeding my daughter breakfast. She's like 2. As I turn on the TV and watch in live time the second plane go right into the fucking tower, and then watch a little bit more of that, just them both come down, just eating lives as it fucking fell, making orphans as it fell, making widows as it fell, making guy widows and their wives there dying, mother. It's just horrible. And I saw it and felt it all as it was happening. I'm feeding my little daughter. But anyway, all right, here we go. September. Okay, let's see where it is. 9/8. All right, maybe it's not 9/8. Let's go to 9/9 or 9/12. Okay. All right, so maybe it was a 9/8. Hey, here it is. All right, 9/8. 9/8/01, 12:30 midnight. When the fuck will I ever learn the lesson that you cannot depend on anyone for anything ever? I hate pleasure seekers. I associate pleasure with weakness. I have nothing in common with them. Never did, never will. Later on, same night, 3:08 a.m. Late night wisdom always comes after 3 a.m. for some reason. To vanquish them, you have to be harder, stronger, more disciplined, and fill yourself with intensity. Also, you cannot fear the night, staying awake and being isolated and worrying about sleep. You have to embrace it and the endless lessons and strength it can and will provide if you do. If you don't, you will be crushed. I will continue to try and master myself, fine-tune my strengths, pool together my resources, however limited they are, and eliminate as much personal weakness as I possibly can, as well as eliminate the energy vampires and lie suckers that just waste your time because they have nothing going on anyway. I wonder if I will fall asleep at all before 8 a.m. this morning, when I have to get up and get ready to go open and close the health food store by myself for 10 straight hours. That I started working in my conjunction with running the school for extra money. Later on, 9:44 p.m., I only slept for about 3 hours last night. This is September 8th, 2001. And I had this weird fucked up dream that I went to New York City, a place I never go to anymore, and was shopping. But the weird thing was I couldn't get back home for anything. No trains, no buses, no cabs. It was really bizarre. This has been one of those never-ending days. The less I have in common with anyone, the better off I will be. More of me for myself beats their swirling, mediocre, at best, lying bullshit. So many are so weak and so common and so fake. Withdraw and harden. That is the only way I have been able to continue in this industry, and is the only way I know at this point. I don't want to be like any of them. I worked 10.5 hours on 3.5 hours of sleep last night. I am so wound up that I know tonight will be another sleepless night. Good. Next entry is September 12th, 2001. 1:46 p.m. A day after America has been attacked. I watched thousands of people die on TV today, live, about 10 miles away from my front door. While in my kitchen, I was feeding my daughter. I watched the plane hit the World Trade Center minutes after another one hit the other tower. Also, a plane was flown into the Pentagon, and one went down in Pennsylvania. That was said to be heading for the White House. I can't believe I am even writing this. Never mind the shock and horror of watching both of these twin towers collapse live while I stood there in my kitchen. But at the same time, I can easily believe it. The planes were all hijacked in midair, taken over, and were used as weapons, kamikaze style, but on civilian targets and on American soil. I then found out, minutes later, from my mom, that my brother, who delivers things to the city daily for a trucking company, had to make a delivery to the World Trade Center that morning. I really thought he was dead for about 6 hours until we heard from him. Fuck, I can't believe thousands of innocent people are dead. I'm horrified, depressed, and filled with murderous rage at the terror organizations behind this. The sorrow I feel is indescribable. I keep thinking of all the families who will be destroyed as a result of this. Turned out, thank God, my brother had made his delivery to the World Trade Center about 30 minutes before the first plane hit. He saw the second hit from the ground and also saw people jumping from the windows way up in the towers to the street below. The enormity of this is overwhelming. I'm trying to force myself to return to some degree of normalcy, but it feels impossible right now. The paranoia I feel for my family and myself is staggering. I was already paranoid enough before this. One more, 9:13:01, 2:03 a.m. Paranoia, rage, and fear coursing through me at an unbelievable level. I went to the supermarket to get Pampers, milk, eggs, and cheese, and all I kept thinking was that the place was going to blow up any minute. I did not really fear all that much for myself. But the true horror of leaving my daughter, wife, and rest of the family alone in this vicious world was eating me up. It was so hard to get out of there. Every second felt like an hour. I was getting very hostile, paranoid, and scared all at once. Life has changed. Public places are now for targets for terrorists. I must maintain for my daughter. I have no choice. At the same time, I have a bloodlust and want to kill any and as many of the enemy as possible. I sit glued to the TV. And I'm on to finish the last one. 9/18/01, 2:26 a.m. Struggling to get back to a normal state of mind. I don't think I will ever get back to the mindset I had before 9/11. But my family and myself are still alive, so I'm lucky. But I am more paranoid than ever now, and I think I have become more aware and will stockpile my own home weapon defense. I lifted weights today and listened to a little music for the first time in 7 days. Teaching karate to the kids today was good as always. As usual, during that hour, I did not think of all the horror and rage this world makes me think of. Just teaching and my love of martial arts. Death to the terrorists is what I want. I want a safe world for my daughter. It's just too hard to overlook the fact that 5,000 people were murdered less than 10 miles away from my house while I watched. And more importantly, from my family. Damn those chicken shit bastards and their sandals and dresses. This is extremely troubling to me. I am paranoid in a different way now. I fear for my family and I have a bloodlust to kill the enemy. At times it puts me in a trance of rage and planning. Damn it, like I wasn't violent and paranoid enough before this. Okay, so that's just proven, like I said, and with that, I guess I didn't write it in, or maybe you know what, I think it was maybe a day or two before I had the dream. Let me see. Real quick. Sorry. 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 9, 13. All right, just read those. It was like before. I really remember it. I remember this one conversation I had with someone. Sunday was in front of the gym, and I was saying how this shitty feeling I have. I don't know. Maybe it's going to take too long to look for it, so I'm not. All right, but that is kind of the feeling I felt yesterday. I'm glad today nothing has happened, but I also know something could happen tomorrow or the next day or whenever. I don't know. Maybe it was just because of me. I woke up with that pain. I felt sick and I was feverish. I was so weak, man. I couldn't. This is how weak I was from just waking up like that this morning and feeling like just death, horrible, like 4:30 in the morning. I went downstairs, water on my face, brushed my teeth, got some orange juice, went back upstairs, but it was like all the bones in my body were all of a sudden overnight they just went from solid fucking bones I never broke one, or like solid, to bones that were like made out of glass or something. It was just like walking. And also, and here's another description of it. You know, when you get so sick and fucked up, for whatever reason, fever, stomach problems, swollen throat, whatever, any of those kind of internal fucking things that are horrible. But when I get sick, it's usually very extreme too, no matter what. So it was so bad that after I did that, I didn't puke, and I didn't have to, go relieve a bunch of diarrhea because my stomach was hurt. I didn't even eat much, so there was nothing in there. So nothing happened, but I'm still walking like very slow, like my fucking hips. That weird soreness a little bit in the right, and I'm walking up the stairs. It hurt. It took forever. And then I got back up to my bed, laid down, and I'm just laying there, like breathing out loud, so I can breathe out. Sweating, freezing, aching, stomach hurts, head hurts, exhausted, And it's so bad that I just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna lay here. And I'm probably not gonna sleep. I know it because I feel too shitty. But my body's fucking beyond exhausted. So I'm just gonna lay here and do my little ninja sleep where I just lay there and I get as close to sleeping as I can. The eyes closed, breathing very steady, and I try to get into that zone like I'm meditating, like where I like to get to that spot where I go as I try to get it to where I'm in a place where I'm like forget that I'm like breathing, forget that I'm living. Like I'm no longer alive. I'm just existing in that like dead, like kind of space where it's just nothing. I don't give a fuck. It's over. It's like, and and then so I lay there, and it's worked before. I don't get the full measure of being consciously sleeping, but I rest everything, my whole body, you know, from here to my toes, and I don't move, and I just lay there. It's kind of like a meditation. I hope to fall asleep. I never do. But when I can get in that zone and I'm breathing and I'm not thinking, I can get everything out of my head, and I just kind of thinking of that space between breaths. I just want to get into that dark in that spot where I can like forget and concentrate on forgetting that I'm even alive, and I'm just like in some other zone, and that rejuvenates me pretty close to sleep, almost, but pretty close. I've had trouble sleep so much in my life, and I finally came up with this thing in time for like, fuck, I knew I wasn't going to sleep. I needed sleep and everything. So I just said, all right, I will do everything, mimic sleep, not move a muscle, not just get relaxed, and it helps a little. But so I was in that state, right, like, and this is how fucking trained I was and everything from whatever fucking I ate or sick or whatever. It's bad when you're laying in bed. And I was on the covers because I was fucking sweating, but I was freezing. It sucked. On the covers, I ain't in bed. Nobody's with me. I'm by myself. Big bed. I'm laying there. Like, okay, it's good. It's good. Now I'm a side sleeper. For as long as I can remember, very rarely do I fall asleep like this, or on my left. It's always on my right side. How I have to sleep. I don't know why, but. So I'm laying there and like, all right, let's just turn on. Maybe I'll get to sleep. It was back around 6 or something. Morning, I'm laying there, and I was like, I had no energy to even move my body from laying down to that. It was like work, you know. You get over there. Never mind getting up and getting dressed and take a shower and making myself food and all that shit I had to do still. And then I really couldn't do anything else. I just I couldn't stand up or nothing. I just figured I'm in for something fucking big again. Uh, so I just laid there. Do I have COVID? I don't know. I'm laying there. And then at some point I did fall out. Luckily, I don't know, it was after around 7, something like that. And then I knocked out till almost 11, which was good. Got some sleep, but still I woke up and I was just like, fuck, I'm getting sick or something, damn, there goes, momentum on work and everything. You get really mad when you get sick. And I just refused it all morning. After that, I said, fuck it. I'm going to move slow. I'm going to move in spite of this bullshit. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to try to overdo it, but I'll do whatever I can today. I'm not giving in. I'm not laying here and doing nothing all day and just being a lazy, sick piece of shit. I'd rather get up, try to do what I can slow, and if I drop and pass out, fine. That's good. Then I know I did as well as I can. Like my teacher always taught me, you give up when your body gives up. And so then go. And I kind of turned to the table a little bit on how I'm feeling. I don't feel 100 right now. I can't dance right now. I don't have that kind of energy. I can't even work out here, do push-ups or anything. So instead of getting baby tantrum about that, okay, well, what can I do? What I can do is I can sit down and continue and put some good time and work into writing, rewriting everything that is unreadable into this one master book that I'm doing that is going to be my first full real book, and I'm very proud of it, and I know how it's going to come out. It's very different from everything else. That's going to have a whole bunch of at least 100 or more of my different selected writing pieces I like from 93 till now. Second part of the book is going to be a large, big chunk of journal writing from me from 1993 all the way up to 2018. I kept journals pretty much throughout the whole time. Missed a couple, some are interesting before my divorce, after my divorce, like all sorts of milestones that happened in the past, that 30 years. And that will, and then I'm going to do right now I'm thinking I'll do 5 to 10 entries from each year of the original journals I have. That'll be the second part of the book. And then I also have a bunch of dreams that I've kept and I wrote down over the years since 93 till now. Every now and then I get a really weird fucking dream. So weird and great and nutty. I'm compelled to write them down and keep track of them. And I did that. I got a nice little stack. So that'll be in there somewhere, maybe at the end, maybe in the middle between the two. And then the other thing I'm going to also be adding to this book, different from these other ones, is I'm going to add a lot of my artwork. I also do that. I like to paint, draw, write. And just to give you a quick little idea, here's just some, you can't really see that, but I have a whole bunch, and I have a whole bunch of little ones that I want to try to get there into the book as well, yeah, so I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work on fixing these up. So, I'm gonna, all right, before I end this, I'm gonna start getting myself back into the talking videos for this season. It's more the dancing I'll be able to do once in a while, but not like normal. I normally do, but a little bit here and there. All right, so I'm gonna end this with. I'm just going to do some reading, read a couple from the master book of my book I just described to you. I'm working on doing, and it looks like I'm not going to rush it. No way I'll be done this year, 2020, definitely by spring of 21. I know it will. And 48-hour books is going to print them up. I'm going to pay. I'm going to get 300, get my ISBN number. That's it. And you will see Seasons with an S. Seasons in Hell, the name of my book, is what I'm going to call it. And it's going to be a real book. Yes, it's taken off of Arthur Rimbaud. I think it's Arthur Rimbaud, the French, whatever, the brilliant poet, genius, who wrote Season in Hell. And then after that, I think he committed suicide, but not of the body, of the mind and soul. And then he just changed his name or whatever and went on living and was found when he was like 76 on his deathbed. And that's also what they took a lot of the kind of big chunk of the storyline was about, that him and Eddie and the Cruisers. And Eddie Wilson, the guy in that movie, he made his second tape, Season in Hell, music, but also inspired by the real writer Rimbaud. And it was an awesome movie. And, I don't want to use the same season. But my shit is Seasons in Hell when you see the journal entries and everything. So that's that. That's what I've been working on. And the one thing I knew I've been having to do in order to ever get this done and write and sent out and make the books, I had to, and I've been avoiding it, but I stopped a week ago. I knew I had to go through each and all my different writing shits, things in notebooks, things, separate pages, writing pieces, journal entries, all different things. And I had to go through them, and then I had to put them in order, or in order where I know how I want them to hit, how I want people to read them, as far as from the first page all the way through till the journal entries. And it takes a lot of sifting and sorting through I have a lot of writing for all these years, and prioritizing their order, and then I'm rewriting them by hand as neatly as I can. So that's the other problem. I can't read my other scribble ones. So I can't even make do-it-yourself books with them copied because I can hardly read them. So I'm taking my time every day and I'm rewriting selected pieces in the first part of the book, in the least neatest writing that I can read and other people can read. Also, what I'm going to be doing first before I get the real book printed up and get the ISB number and the binding and pay for that and all that, 48 hours. When I get through with it, or at least through with just the writing pieces part, I'm going to make a little small demo book of it where I have my equipment, my industrial, 2 different kind of staplers, one for a 160 sheet book and the other one is for the deep neck for a fold and staple. I make some of them and get them out there. And it's something I need to do. I want to do. I've always, I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to practice here, getting a little bit. Wow, 31 minutes. I'm just going to read a couple. Let me see. I read a couple yesterday. Let me read some that I haven't wrote. And this is what is big. It's a master book in the order I want with the pieces, and I could read the entire fucking thing at once and not guess and pause and get frustrated because half of the foam is on another page. All right, I'm going to start out with the first poem. All right, we'll do 5. They never get pushed far enough for my liking. Life doesn't mean that much to me these days. The fire that burns in me grows as I live in voluntary, isolated solitude. Wishing for a connection with a real woman. Till that happens, I must constantly busy myself with my work. I'm out here, all alone and in life now. Perhaps that's why my shine didn't shine as brightly as I knew it could. Because I knew I always had something. Fault was not I. For I see now it was crowded out, blocked out by evil bringers of chaos and lies. That was written somewhere between 2017 and 18. All right. One page. So far I have 20 pages. I'm going to do one video where I just read the whole thing once I get maybe up to 50. I read that before. I wish I could meet a real woman. A real woman. A truly honest and kind woman. A woman I could really trust. A woman who could see past my ugliness. A woman who would touch me. Let me know at least someone gives a damn about me. A strong woman, caring. A woman who could see past the damaged, shattered, hurt-filled cloud that follows me. A woman who knows I don't want to be a horrible, ugly freak monster that everyone is afraid of. A woman who could make me stop swallowing all this rage for a while. It's also like 2018. Torn apart bad this time. Now I'm on an edge between falling apart and winding up tighter than ever. Again, one hand holding the phone, the other in a fist, waiting to smash this world into pieces. Fire, lightning, power, death, crush, destroy, rise. I have trouble with you. Don't ask. You wouldn't understand. I don't either. My brain is a 24-hour fast food library warehouse video laundromat. This one. I had that one yesterday. Another brick night smashed down on my head. Oh man, it hurts. Bad, but I know I will endure it. Just to spite it. Even if I don't give a damn about myself. Frustration, anger, desperation, rage, destroy, alienation, pain, discipline, insanity, outcast, strength, daily. All right, one more. I can feel things breaking inside me. Late at night, I throw bricks at my soul. My thoughts turn into blades. I work hard to protect myself from my self-destructive nature. It would seem that my baseline normal is to destroy myself. My thoughts turn on my thoughts, committing high treason to myself. I eat myself alive. I make myself sick. It can get so bad sometimes that I think I'm going to rupture all the cells in my body by overthinking the wrong thought. I need to forget myself from time to time, but I don't know how. To need companionship or even want or long for it, even just a little, is to worship at the altar of self-neglect. If I had a nickel for every time I felt like an alien around them, I would buy another planet to live on. I like this one. If I stop trying to be found, will I stop feeling lost? Home is what I carry in my mind, not in someone's eyes or on an old street. It's nowhere to be found because it's inside. I'm tired of running and ducking and being embarrassed, ridiculed, provoked by my frustration at what I should have realized years ago. Beyond the confines of my thoughts and memories that run unheard and unknown to all but me is where I live. All right, that's it. I'm just going to do 3 more. I read this one yesterday. Here we go. It's another one like 2018. Any emotional vulnerability, intimacy, or anything related to all that is nothing but a liability, like something you do to absolutely ensure nothing else but failure, humiliation, and defeat. I'm a lot different than I used to be. There are already so many paths of distraction that lead to a normalized and, in my opinion, compromised position in life. That's my truth anyway. Some would say life is too short for such aggravation. I say life is fucked, and I'm at war with it. Things got bad, and then things got worse. It made me low, brought me real low. I didn't even have $1. No friends, no women, no family. I need to get up and get out of here. I need to get up and get out. I can't afford either. Shall I want to do unto the world as the world has done it to me? Black and white is now turned to life or death. Life and death. All right, and I believe this will be the last one. But I like this, it's easy to read. Oh, I forgot to work that one. All right. My loneliness doesn't use hints. It sneaks up and stabs me, like the way depression drives a car into my back. Life has lost its shine again. Not all that special anymore. I lost interest in things when I felt life passing me by, but I stopped caring and became even more withdrawn as usual. And out there. Some days it's all I can do to get through the day and not break down. There are times when I spend entire days in mid to low level panic, not making an effort to talk or reach out to anyone at all. When I'm going through one of these spells, everything makes me crazy and mad. The truth is, I thought I was over things. I see that I'm not over much at all. Unfinished, never started, panic during morning, afternoon, evening, and late night. All right. 2 more, I swear. I've tried to love, and all it did was destabilize me. I felt swindled. Now I see it was my desperate loneliness that drew me to her. To know true ugliness is to know the truth of yourself. Many are spared this fate in life. Every time I don't humiliate myself, I get stronger. Staying away from that which would destroy me is to possess a small victory. It seems the things that I want are those that come with great danger of hurting me in ways that I cannot cope with. Sure, the pain of loneliness can be great, but nothing compared to the wretchedness of humiliation and abandonment by a lesser person. I've hated myself for my cowardice, but at the same time I compliment myself for not walking willingly into the slaughterhouse that's thinly disguised as her shelter. I am a 24/7 damaged, self-inflicted alien freakout machine. Finding myself was painful. I find out now the pain was from people judging me, lying to me, betraying me, making me feel bad about myself. Bastards. Now I live to give it back to them in any way I possibly can. Forgot about that one. All right, whatever. Self-doubt is worse than cancer. The answer to my self-doubt is action. I smash hope with confrontation. Confrontation makes life worth living. Wasting time is losing time. And losing time is gaining on your death. Talk is a disease. Action is its cure. Okay. My nocturnal... Okay. All right. My nocturnal introspective surveillance rituals are vital to my survival. I'm done fighting with myself. It's time to give it to them. When I go out there, I always feel like I am getting fucked. Also, the very fact that I get lonely sometimes infuriates me. Loneliness weakens my armor. When I am strong, they cannot get to me. They will not be able to hurt me. Okay, here's something cool I wrote. One of my first things I wrote, I thought was, that's not bad. It's pretty good. A lot of people liked it. This is from March 15th, 1993, 2:09 a.m. Just waiting for the winter to die. It's trying to kill me. If I can make it through a few more weeks, it will be different. I realized something yesterday, that there will come a year that I don't make it through. A year when my existence will not make it through the full 4 seasons. It will come for you too. You'll die too, just like me. One day, but when that time comes for us, will you be ready to go? Will you have done everything you really wanted to do? How many things did you do to voluntarily destroy and weaken yourself? Did you waste most of your time? Did you fuck other people over? Did you have self-respect? Do you know what I'm talking about or even care? Do you know what's really going on? And the last one, the last page of my handwrites. Love and togetherness doesn't mean shit to me anymore. After having it shoved up my ass a few times, I think differently, much more accurately. I won't take it anymore. I refuse to be tolerant. Why should I? No one tolerates me. I see no reason that I should take as much as an ounce of shit from anyone. Family, friends, coworkers, strangers. Nope, none. I will now strike back instantly with viciousness and the intent to hurt made obvious and upfront. I will let no one get away with anything ever again. I'm done compromising myself. If that means I have no friends, no girlfriend, no companionship at all, then fine. So be it. I will walk through this life alone, strong, and upright. And my very, very last thing is a very short one-liner, which I have in here. One-liners long, short. Here's the one line. I love it. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is abhorred by the soul. That I'll leave you to the next video. My name is Jason Mowad. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Also appreciate subscriptions. It's like tipping. And I'll be back soon with a lot of stuff. All right. Take it easy. Good luck. It is 6:06 p.m., 18:06 p.m. election day or whatever. Sayonara.